Arsenal as a team are basically nearly complete. There's just a few signings that needs to be made by Mikel Arteta to take this team to the final level that will see them take over the Premier League and the rest of Europe. I'm going to go through two signings I think will be crucial to Mikel Arteta and Arsenal's success in the future. And I feel as though if these two players are signed, it could be over for the rest of the Premier League and Europe. But before I get started, I would like to ask if you can please like, subscribe and turn on notifications for more videos like this. Thank you. Signing number one is Nico Williams. If you don't know about Nico Williams, he's a 21-year-old winger that currently plays for Atletico Bilbao in Spain and has been turning up and ripping the league to shreds. He has brilliant ball striking ability and the ability to go either on his left or right foot, so it gives him so much variety in the attacking phases. One problem with our current wingers is that they're potentially too one-dimensional. For example, Gabriel Martinelli, you know he wants to either cut in and whip it with his right foot, or he's going to go to the byline and attempt to put the ball into the box with his right foot, as his left foot is just too weak sometimes. So by having someone like Nico Williams, you can either go on the left or the right wing and can both cross and shoot with his left and right foot, adds so much threat and variety to our attacking play. He's also the perfect age at 21, where he can grow and develop and improve under a world-class manager like Arteta. He can even sit on the bench or even challenge Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka to start games. One of the issues this season is the amount of minutes we're having to give to Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, and the risk of injury is so high. We've seen it with Martinelli this season, who is already out right now with an injury and could potentially miss one of the biggest games of the season against Manchester City. And Bukayo Saka has had to be on the bench sometimes just to have rest. But with someone like Nico Williams, an option off the bench, someone that's young, hungry, quick, brilliant dribbler, it's just an excellent option. Looking at his stats this season, Nico Williams has been really impressive. Look at the quality of players in this list with most successful dribbles per 90 minutes played this season. Have the likes of Vinicius Jr., Kvaratskhelia Kvaratskhelia, Rafael Leao, Kingsley Coman. These are top dribblers, and you see them talked about by a lot of people for their amazing dribbling, but Nico Williams is right there up with these players. And notice how no Arsenal players are here. Although we have players who are really good at dribbling, Nico Williams is just as good, and he's really consistent with his dribbles as well. To have this sort of option and threat in starting games but also coming off the bench would be absolutely crucial in some games where we're potentially struggling with Martinelli and Saka on the wing. It's not just dribbling that Nico Williams has, he also has output, and output is a massive thing in football these days. Most players are judged on the amount of goals and assists they have, and Nico Williams is mixing up there with the best players in La Liga with 8 assists this season. Although people say the Premier League is a harder league, this means that Nico Williams would be on the same level as Saka in terms of assists this season, which is really impressive. He's also chipped in with 3 goals this season, which shows that he has the ability to be both creative but also score goals. For a 21-year-old, this is really good stuff, and this is why I feel like we need something like this on top of Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. This goal here shows the true quality of Nico Williams outside of the boot. I don't think there's many players in the Arsenal squad that can pull off such a goal like this against such a team like Barcelona. It really is impressive stuff. The goals you see here are on his supposed weaker right foot. If you see the power and accuracy he gets on these shots, it really is phenomenal. He can go straight to the very top with these attributes. He has already been handed his first international caps and scored his first international goals, and with a release clause of around 45 million, he's an absolute bargain. Somebody that can both offer first team quality but also quality off the bench, and a different type of threat. I feel like Nico Williams is a missing piece in the attack. When we look at the form of Kai Havertz, who actually is right now one of the most informed players in Europe in the number 9 position, is there really a need to go splash big money on a number 9 where we can get someone like Nico Williams who can play on both the left and right wing at such a young age with so much potential and quality already, with a really good injury record too, unlike our other targets like Pedro Neto, who has again picked up another long-term injury. Nico Williams does seem like a signing we must make, and is basically a free hit. Next up, we're going to go to a more familiar name and a player probably everyone knows about, and that's Frankie de Jong of Barcelona. Before I go into the positives of this signing, I'm going to look at why I feel like this is a realistic signing, but also the potential cons of it. For example, Frankie de Jong has such high wages, and Barcelona may demand a high fee for the Dutchman. But the fact they've previously accepted an offer from Manchester United for him, but he rejected to go there on personal terms, means there is some hope that if we can agree personally with the player, that a deal can be done. Frankie de Jong has said that he wouldn't mind going to Arsenal in an interview, saying that he's looked at the Mark Overmars route and seen it as something he would have liked to do. This gives us hope as Arsenal fans, because could you imagine a midfield of Frankie de Jong in the left side, Martin Odegaard on the right, and Declan Rice sitting behind them? It would be ridiculous. I don't think any midfield would be able to stop us. Arsenal fans may say we've got enough options in the left side of the pitch, with Kai Havertz played there, Declan Rice is playing there currently, so there is some options, Emil Smith-Rowe and Fabio Vieira. But Frankie de Jong is a luxury player. He offers something different. He offers both defensive stability, but also attacking threat too. If you see the way this guy dribbles out of pressure, it is ridiculous. He would help us against teams that sit back and put a low block, but also against teams where they come and attack us, like Manchester City and Liverpool. These clips just show Frankie de Jong as the quality player he is. He doesn't deserve to be sitting behind so many options such as Gundogan, Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez. There's just so much quality and so many players at Barcelona that a starting role at Arsenal has to be lucrative for him. Notice how most them clips come from the left hand side of the pitch, where there's a bit of a hole for Arsenal. The fact he's already familiar there means Arteta won't have to do too much coaching, and he's someone you can chuck in straight away and would fit that role like a glove. If we look in isolation at his stats, and in particular this performance against Real Madrid in the 2022-23 season, look at the amount of dribbles that were successful, 79 successful dribbles against a fantastic Real Madrid side. His passes are progressive, so he's always looking forward to play that forward pass. And again, everything is on that left side of the pitch. I feel like a signing like de Jong is so good because I feel like he would unlock Gabriel Martinelli. By having someone so good on the ball and somebody with the ability to get away from players and create space, it means there will be more space for Martinelli, who has struggled this season due to being isolated on the left hand side. We already know how good Declan Rice plays with Martin Odegaard next to him, but look at the comparison between de Jong at Barcelona and Rice at West Ham. They just complement each other so well. What Rice lacked in key passes, de Jong has that in abundance. What de Jong lacks in defensive actions, Declan Rice has that in abundance. And I feel like the most impressive stat here is the duel percentage won by both players. We know how obsessed Mikel Arteta is with duels, but having two duel monsters alongside the wonderful pressing of Martin Odegaard would be a ridiculous trio and combination. I think another important thing is the fact that de Jong is a winner. He knows what it means to play in big games and win big trophies. So adding another player who has the ability to step up in big matches means that the whole team of Arsenal will just be with serial winners. And that's the key to success, having players that know how to win and know how to win on a consistent basis. Anyway, that concludes today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed, and please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and turn on notifications and subscribe too. More content is coming on the way. Let's hope Arteta makes the right decision and brings these two quality players to the club that will take us to the very next level.